we saw many American citizens, at least in my opinion, jailed for excessive amounts of time, politically charged sentences for what is essentially trespassing. Had they been Democrats, in my opinion, they would have called it fiery but mostly peaceful. But since our government got involved and decided that they had to make a big dog and pony show of it, they put these people in prison for years. Years. For simply walking around a building and, in many cases, being led or escorted by security. A few weeks ago, we saw Tucker Carlson release a bunch of footage that really drove home or re-drove home the point that many people already knew, that these people were, essentially, sure, they were trespassing. If people damaged property or, did this kind of stuff, give them a ticket like you would anybody else, okay? We saw people sentenced to immense prison time, including, of course, the famous QAnon Shaman, Jacob Chansley, got a 41-month sentence. The guy has been in jail for over 2 years. And he's not the only one. Over 2 years, this man was in prison for walking around a guided tour with security. And today, 14 months early, he was released. But there's actually a sinister reason why this may actually have happened. The so-called QAnon shaman who pled guilty to, quote, storming the Capitol on January 6th was released from prison to a halfway house 14 months before his sentence was due to end. Jacob Chansley, 35 years old, pleaded guilty in September of 2021 to civil disorder and bad entry to the Capitol, among other charges, was later sentenced to 41 months in federal prison. The reason he got that sentence was because of the way that he looked and what he represented. I don't think anybody could disagree with me on that. It's the same reason, on a broader scale, why men get longer sentences than women for the same crimes. This guy represented the movement, and therefore he was unduly punished, which is a miscarriage of justice. The whole world saw that when they saw him strolling around the Capitol, never once being stopped by anybody. In fact, having an escort the entire time. Now, as of Thursday, the Bureau of Prison Records show and his former attorney confirmed that Chansley was in a Phoenix halfway house after serving just under 27 months in prison total. Though Chansley's release comes weeks after his former attorney demanded he be freed in the light of new video, his move to the halfway house appears to be a matter of, quote, routine federal prison policy. We're going to talk about that. Federal inmates can receive a 15% reduction in their prison sentence for good behavior and can also serve the final 12 months of their sentences in halfway houses at the discretion of the Bureau of Prisons. In a statement to DailyMail.com, Albert S. Watkins, the attorney who handled Chansley's plea and sentencing, applauded his release from prison to the custody of a halfway house after serving 11 months in solitary. Again, this is for walking through a building after hours, essentially. After serving 11 months in solitary confinement, his sentence being imposed, and only 16 months of his sentence thereafter, it is appropriate this gentle and intelligent young man be permitted to move forward with the next stage of what is undoubtedly be a law-abiding and enriching life. I applaud the decision of the U.S. Bureau of Prison, and in this regard, a BOP spokesperson did not reply. Former federal prosecutor, though, Nia Maramani, the president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, told Daily Mail that it was unlikely the intense scrutiny on Chansley's case had any impact on the early release. I don't think it had anything to do with the media for public pressure, said Ramani, who is not connected with the case despite the terrible nature of the riots. Most of those people had little to no criminal history. Then why was he given a 41-month sentence in the first place? Absolutely absurd. Earlier this month, Watkins had argued that Chansley should be freed after Fox News host Tucker Carlson aired previously unseen footage of the event. Carlson uses Fox News show to broadcast clips showing Chansley inside the U.S. Capitol, where he appeared to be escorted through the building by Capitol police officers while other officers allowed the chest-bearing, horn-wearing Trump supporter to pass. Carlson used the footage to argue that they were, quote, sightseers and mostly peaceful. Well, I would say that is true. I mean, people burned down car lots in Kenosha and CNN called them mostly peaceful. Chansley pled guilty, obviously, so he was sentenced 2 months later to 3.5 years in federal prison, with the new footage leading to claims that he was unfairly portrayed as this terrible, maniacal intruder. On Wednesday night, Chansley's former lawyer said that he had not been shown the footage broadcast by Carlson, which the conservative news anchor said was clearly exculpatory. Watkins had previously said that his former client disavows the cue and all this kind of stuff. Now, here's the thing. This was brought up, and I want to give credit to where credit is due. This was brought up by Uncapped Turtle in response to this, saying, people are missing the fact that the DOJ is releasing this person in an attempt to moot the writ of habeas corpus that would have exposed they violated his civil rights by withholding Brady material. He continues saying the focus will be on Tucker telling us what they were already saying on January 7th. And then someone else wrote, I see a ton of people with massive lawsuits in the future, and the Fed has known it all along. They did it deliberately to keep the narrative intact. It's not even their money. Why would they care? Every prosecutor should be disbarred, sort of like Reagan with the ATC.
We are affiliated with a 501c3 called We Are the 51%. This is based off of all the good people in the world giving extra effort to have a better way of life. You can donate, sponsor, or even make a tax-deductible payment to help these children to get food so no child goes to sleep hungry. How you can help is to go to our website, matt55.com. You go to the bottom right-hand corner of the video, then click the button that says Retail Customers. You can choose either option, the $5 or the $40 donation options. Either click the Add button below the dollar amount of which one that you choose. Then the next page, choose the quantity of the donation amount. For example, if you'd like to donate $1,000, then you can change the quantity amount to $200. Then click the Checkout button in the bottom right-hand corner, and then on the next page, enter your credit card information, name and address. We will send you out a receipt for the amount so you can write this off as a donation on your taxes or also on your business taxes. Remember, our main goal is $1 million to help sponsor 20,000 children. 1 billion people in the world will lose their life due to starvation due to the famine that has already begun by 2025.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter.